Good evening, everyone, and welcome once again to the place to be each and every Sunday night. Where tonight, of course, we're coming to you live and exclusive on Top Split TV for round 3 of season 28 of Sunday Night Lights, where we are here for the big one. Summer Point short, the shorter layout. Should be a fantastic night of racing. What do we got? 17 cars here for the top split. About a 48 foot, 4,800 strength of field. And the chaotic ones with me. I'm Alex McKellar, and joining me is the chaotic one himself, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Corey, another big night of racing here ahead of us. Short laps, lots of them, plenty of dicing to come.
That's absolutely right, Alex. It's Summit Point short, 7 corners, and a whole lot of curbing around here. These drivers are going to have to keep an eye out, especially while on cold tires, because it's very easy to get off track. It's very easy to hit these curbs wrong, and if you hit these curbs, no matter whether your tires are actually warm or cold, they're going to spit you right out to the outside of the track.
Absolutely, better get through this lot quickly because there's a few folk who haven't got on the grid. There's going to be a few late qualifiers, is my guess. Anyway, first person as far as seedings go that's out on track at the moment is Adrian Rodriguez joining us once again. Very quick guy, can move through a field on his night. Depends on what's he's going to do and how he's going to qualify tonight. Looks like he might be doing another warm-up lap. Number 5 here tonight, Takumi Yamato, the great Japanese hope this season after Nagai won it last season, although Sasaki's not here either, so he'll be flying the flag solo tonight. Car number 6, the ANZ lead driver in here tonight, Neil Gardner. Been having a strong week, having a strong couple of seasons actually. He's going pretty good, Mr. Gardner. Xavier Sanchez, car number 7, joins us once again. Heikki, I'm trying to remember the numbers. Check out Heikki on Twitch. I think it's 660, something like that. Big streamer, I'll have a few hundred watching him at the moment. Car number 8, Nick Vaughan Roberts. The lone fool for Two Fools Racing out there tonight, the Mad Welshman out here again, which is great to see. Car number 9, another ANZ driver in Mr. Vasco Sorowski. Head clown himself back out there punching hard tonight. Hopefully has a good one just ahead of car number 10, which is Steph Herman, Corey, on debut. Great to see Steph out there. Let's see what he can do.
Yeah, absolutely. And a very quick driver too is Steph. Coming in as the 11th plated car from the UK, Evan Bugden. The 12th plated car from Italy is Dario Frattanini. Hopefully a good showing here for Dario. Pretty sure this is his debut as well. We've got Berto Otero from Iberia as the 13th plated car. We've got Paul Wilson from the Oz NZ Club coming in as car number 14. We've got Ruben Martin Diaz from Iberia as our 15th plated car. And 16th plated car, Luke Winton from Oz NZ. And Luke, very quick at the moment, Alex. He did a 103.4 in practice, if you can believe that. And coming in as our 17th plated car from Iberia is David Palakios.
Well, you've done better than me, mate. I don't know if I would have got that one. But going back to the top of the pops, the guys out on track late trying to quali. He's using every bit of the track and more. One, Manuel Luqueta. Manu's back out there. Big breaks Luqueta as car number 1. Perez yet to take the grid. 3 minutes to go. He's been the last of the late starters. But Adam Miles, the community rep for the Skip Barbers, hoping for a good result. He's still yet to have a win, as we see for Rodriguez chuck it on pole provisionally with a 4-1, which was good enough in the warm-up race to take pole from memory. So interesting to see what he does for Frattini. There you go. He's just dobbed it on the front row as well. I'm just trying to find if Perez, he's finally got out on track as one. Christian Perez for Astro Racing Team. He is the last of the late starters in quali. Warming up the tyres a treat. Expect him in the last couple of seconds of quali to go close to dropping it on pole, as we see Sorowski with a great time to round out his quali session. He's up to P5 provisionally. Adam Miles only managing 9th. Well, I'm wondering if he's got another lap to go. He still looks to be driving pretty hard, does Miles. So potentially another one to go. Luqueta now has done his 2. He is up to second, which is pretty good. He's been pretty quiet here this week, Corey.
Yeah, that's right. As I was just watching Neil Gardner, he's just finished his second lap and he's put it up into P5 just ahead of Vaughan Roberts. Now I'm watching Christian Perez. He's still weaving along the front straight, so he's going to do the two warm-ups and then he's going to go for it in the final lap, I do believe. As Kevin Bugden is just put down his first lap, only good enough for 14th for Kevin. 104.773 at the moment, Alex.
Yeah, not quite on the pace. We're riding on board with Mr. Perez at the moment. Let's see what one of the big guns can do in quali. Keeps it tight into 4. Don't have to open up that corner as much as you think. It's quite a long hairpin there, relatively speaking. Nice rotation through 5. Opens out the next corner. Not as much as you would think again. The title line cutting the shortening the track distance between apexes again. Not opening up 6 as much as you would expect now. Up through 8, I should say. On the way to 9. Get my corners mixed up on the short layout. Here he comes, rounding the final corner. Stay in 4th as you do. Run out almost into the kitty litter where you will pick up a 1X. What's Perez got for us for his lap? It must be his first lap. A 4.6. Budgeon's done a second lap, Corey. He's up to P5, which is great for the Englishman.
Yeah, absolutely, Alex. And I think, unfortunately, Palacios is suffering from some internet issues, which is something that comes along with internet racing. He's disconnected from the server twice due to packet loss. As Christian Perez now making his way through the 5, 6, 7 section, a real tight little section, this one. And this is where the dangerous curbs are, Alex. He's going to be cool that he doesn't hit them too hard, just kissing the inside curve there of turn 8 ever so gently as he makes his way down the penultimate straight into the final corner to set his second lap time.
Beautiful kiss on the grass on entry. The rotation, a little bit of corrective steering there as he comes through to cross the line. Where will he move? Will he move up from 13th? Crosses the line now. Only to P3, second row on the grid tonight for Perez, Corey. Not good enough tonight as it turns out to stick it on the front row, though we know quality's not as much of a strength as his ability to come through a field, which sorry.
I was going to say that's absolutely right, Alex. Perez's ability to make his way through a field, no matter how strong the strength of the field is, no matter where he starts, is unmatched by most people. As we still got 2 cars out on track, Adam Miles and Luke Winton. Not sure if they're finished their laps yet or not. I think Luke has, and I think Adam's also just out there having a little bit of fun.
Yeah, all right. Let's take a look at our grid for round 3 of season 28 of Sunday Night Lights. Putting on pole, Adrian Rodriguez, one of the Astro boys, with a 4-1. Just behind him and on the front row, joining him on the front row for Saybelt Esports is Manu Luqueta. Christian Perez, the other Astro Racing Team driver in the field, starts out a 3rd ahead of Dario Frattini on debut from Italy. P5 off the grid tonight, the lone Japanese driver in the field. I was trying to say school full something for Nagai Racing School, Takubi Hamato. Kevin Budgeon for Nippy Racing grabs 6 for his starting position. Starting 7th tonight will be Neil Gardner from ANZ. Nick Vaughan Roberts for Two Fools Racing starts out at 8th tonight. 9th off the grid. Second ANZ driver in the field will be Vasco Sorowski for Team Clowns. Adam Miles for Miles Ahead Racing out of 10th. Luke Whitten, another ANZ and Team Milo driver, out of P11, P12, Steph Herman on debut. As we try and get the right button here, Berto Otero from Iberia on debut, starting out of 13th ahead of Ruben Diaz, who similarly I think is on debut, out of 14th. Xavier Sanchez, who we know can come through a field, out of 15th. Paul Wilson back in the top split for another night of racing here, starting 16th, just ahead of David Palacqua. That's what I'm going to go with from Iberia. He only managed to put it on the end, but I think, as you say, he might have been having internet troubles there, Corey.
Yeah, I do believe so, Alex. I don't think he's actually reconnected to the server yet. So, unfortunately, that may be a DNS for the driver of the 17 who was here on debut, which is waiting for the last couple of people to grid up. And then we'll be ready to get going here, Alex. Who is your super early money on?
I think it'll be purple cars tonight. Perez and Rodriguez. Luqueta will be in amongst it for sure as the red lights come on. And the red lights, of course, mean rev. And the green lights, or the green flag at least, means go as Fred the flag marshal vigorously waves his flag in the background. And they all head down to turn one for the first time. Corey, short run to turn one. Less action than you might expect otherwise at turn one, but they seem to have got it all done at this stage.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And it may be a short run to turn one, but it's definitely not any less dramaful than the regular turn one as everyone makes their way through turns 3 and 4 now. And this is another spot where you can usually find a little bit of drama. Everyone's seemingly making it through it all right. So Vasco Swarovski looks like he got hung out to dry a little bit. Still all the way down in the 9th position, Alex.
Yeah, only Vaughan Roberts making one spot at the expense of Neil Gardner so far. Witten dropping down or getting his spot as he goes side by side now with Herman. Can they get it done? They can through the exit at 8 where you really don't want to be costing yourself time. That will potentially get them dropped from the back of Adam Miles, the blue and yellow car in front of them, who he's got pace to burn. Just doesn't seem to. He's got his work cut out for him to try and move forward in that field though. This second pack, as now is well established, they will struggle to move forward themselves. As Adam Miles is on the back, just behind Vasco Swarovski of the leading pack of 10 cars, Corey.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. And everyone's still seemingly making it through it all right, but we do have a battle going on for second right now between Perez and Luqueta. You know, side by side, going from turn 1 all the way through to turn 3. They got it sorted out now. Perez in at second in front of Luqueta. Very defensive move there from one of the blue cars in the field. I think that is the 11 of Kevin Bugden, and it is allowing Nick Vaughan Roberts to get around him as these guys are starting to lose touch with the front pack a little bit, Alex.
Yeah, Budgeon coming back, and that'll cost them any semblance of draft at the front pack. That little battle through there. Tough, really tough here, decisions to make in a pack like this. You want to move forward, but every time you do, you run the risk with every battle of losing the draft, and those guys are out. Oh, big break lock up in front. The front pack now finishing with Yamato in P5. He's got a 1.1 second break for Nick Vaughan Roberts, the aforementioned Welshman, who was battling with Kevin Budgeon to move forward and may well have cost himself any chance of the top 5 finishes. Speaking of our top 5 into the braking zone, that's where Vaughan Roberts might make a difference as the front pack compresses. But look at those 2 purple cars. That's where my money was. And they are, look at that. They're almost driving away from one of the best in the business, Manu Luqueta.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. Going through turn 1, that big brake lock-up you saw was actually from Luqueta. He was carrying a little bit more speed than what Perez and Rodriguez were and had to jam on the brakes to make sure he didn't run up the back of Perez. As look at the way that they take that final corner. So much angle goes into it, and they still manage to come out of it the other side pretty nice as now Perez makes the move on Rodriguez on the front straight to take the lead, and that's actually going to help Luqueta catch up to these two as we now have a pack of 5 again at the front of this field.
Yeah, and we saw side-by-side action, Budgeon and Gardner. Gardner costing him a shot there to move forward, although it was a nice attacking move. Swarovski now pulls out, shows the nose on Gardner, but nowhere near in position to make a move. It was behind him. Witten goes too deep. Will that cost him? With Diaz having a look. No, Diaz backs out, and they're still 2x2 behind even. 2x2 everywhere where I wouldn't have expected it. Meanwhile, the 2 purple cars have been caught by Luqueta. My money's on Perez, even at this stage, barring incident. He's got great pace. He's got the ability to move forward when he needs to. Combine those two, and he's already on the front. He'll be tough to beat from here, I think, Corey.
Oh, absolutely, Alex, but you can never count out the pace of Rodriguez and the tenacity. I'll get the word eventually.
Tenacity,
Words are
there you
hard.
go.
Tenacity, that's the one I was looking for, of Manu Luqueta. Lucero himself, very accomplished racer, as you said, one of the best in the business, and he's not going to let these front two pull away from him too quickly here. Now that he's had the chance to catch back up to them again.
Yeah, absolutely. Luqueta, he's interesting. I think he's a bit short of a run here. It's just in behind him in the braking zone, Frattini. So we really sketchy under brakes there, trying to pull it up behind Luqueta. So we got the two Spaniards leading from the two Italians, Japanese driver rounding out the top five. Quite the international flavour. It's not until we duck down into that second pack. Vaughan Roberts and Budgeon just ahead of Gardner, the leading ANZ driver. Swarovski down in 10th. Well and truly in it in terms of SNL points. Anywhere from here, in and around here, will be his first SNL points of the season. Great to see Luke Whitten. Team Milo colours, we haven't seen them yet this season. But Luke, of course, one of the top ANZ Skippy drivers in seasons gone by. Won a race in the 2K Cup, the former premier Skippy Racing League on the planet. Won a round at VIR, an endurance round. Fantastic effort as we go check in on our leaders. Familiar side of Perez and Luqueta with making a sandwich of Rodriguez in the middle, Corey.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And these are just taking it easy at the moment. There's 23 laps around here, and you might not think it, but it does go by fairly quickly. As these guys are just chilling out for the moment. They know that they've got a big lead and they want to just try and extend this lead to the second pack. There's no need for these guys to be fighting at all, and you can see that with Rodriguez just sitting in behind Perez. He hasn't really tried to make a move, though he almost made a liar out of me, having just a quick little look up the inside of Perez going into that final corner, Alex.
Oh, big whoops from Luqueta. That's going to open up the gap. Not enough, I don't think. I think, Frattini tucks in behind. That would have been a perfect opportunity to have a look, but he knows those two purple cars would drive away if there was any sort of semblance of a battle there. Probably best left for the final stage of the race. Fastest lap so far set by Yamato, and not surprisingly in a 4-car draft train, although he does look like he's struggling to hang on a little bit, Corey.
Yeah, he does a little bit, Alex, but that draft luckily still keeping him in this battle. As speaking of battles, there was a little bit of a battle going on in that second pack. It looked like Vasco Swarovski was having a look at Neil Gardner, who just got overtaken by Adam Miles.
Yeah, look at this. It is the blue and white train, the loco on front with Budgeon. I think there was a move in there somewhere that put him on the front of that pack, and Miles past Swarovski at some point as well. The boys, yeah, they've resigned themselves to battling for Pete. Look at that. That's a lot of 2, 4, 6, 8-car train, and all they've got to fight over is the scraps in P6. Corey is side by side. Budgeon defending from the mad Welshman himself, Mr. Vaughan Roberts, with Adam Miles now starting to get interested. Side by side, they're going to go on the run down into the hairpin. Very interesting set of corners here. You think you've got the inside into the hairpin, but it's then at turn 5 that you can come unstuck and get past anyway. And you can see if you can hang it round the outside, as Miles has just done, you got the inside run into 5, and that'll get the move done. Swarovski trying to do similarly behind, getting past Herman by the looks. Herman sticking it in there and coming under threat from Whitten behind. They're tight there. Swarovski will be very pleased to hang on to that spot and try to get up and place some pressure on Gardner in front of him, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. And the unfortunate thing is, battling side by side like that, you could lose up to half a second every single lap. And that's actually something that Neil told me in my chat earlier. And, I experienced that myself in my first race here tonight. Side by side with someone from turn 1 all the way through to turn 8, where I finally made the move stick. And we had lost the guys in front of us by about 0.6 of a second, which around a track like this is an immense amount of time.
Yeah, it is, mate. It's very, very tough, particularly when the times are so close. You lose that time, you never get it back. You end up overdriving, costing yourself more time. It only takes a momentary loss of draft, and if the guy in front of you runs clean, you're just not going to catch him. These guys running such small margins when it comes to the separation of times there. We saw Rodriguez and Lucchetta go side by side into turn 1 last lap round. This time, what's the Italian driver got for the purple machines in front of him? Frattini and Yamato seem pretty content. Look at Rodriguez. He's just checking the oil of the purple car in front of him. Very heavy braking there. Perhaps put off a little bit there by his teammate in his mirrors. Perez not taking the optimal line there. Probably braking a little bit deeper. Giving himself a little bit of a margin there. Just in case of errors behind Rodriguez. No doubt. Loving putting the wind up his teammate in front.
That's exactly right, Alex. I'm watching this second pack now, side by side. Bugton and Miles go, and they've been side by side since turn 1, Alex. We also lost Luke Whitten from this group. He went a little bit too deep into turn 1, and he fell all the way down to 15th, which is a big fall from grace, considering even the tail end of this pack.
Yeah, absolutely. That's a shame for Luke. I might go grab a look at that in a moment. Swarovski now covering off behind, is he? No, he's just trying to get a look at the apex there. Let's check out what happened to Whitten. Coming into the braking zone. Yeah, just a little bit too a little bit too deep, I should say, on the brakes. Picked up a bit of grass, and then Sanchez and Altero go through. As we check out the live pictures again of that second pack, they are still side by side. Miles really trying to put the wind up budget. They know the front pack's gone. They're all racing for P6 now. Down the hill they come. They briefly look like they're going to go 3 right. Now here's the problem again, the riddle. You get the inside at 4, but at 5, if the guy can hang around the outside, he's going to have the inside and can defend it again. And then you've got to worry about the Welshman. Vaughan Roberts coming up the inside through the rest of the twisties here on the run into the all-important turn 8. And no, line astern they go. And back to stations, blue and white loco on the front of this train, Corey.
That's exactly right, Alex. Now back on the front pack here, as on the last lap, while you were looking at the replay, Rodriguez actually went defensive against Lucchetta just to make sure that he wasn't thinking about trying to make a move. You saw that time Rodriguez stepping out of the draft and moving back into it before the corner, just to make sure that he doesn't get too big of a run on Perez. We did see the bump draft in a couple laps previously, and they're just really playing the team game right now, just making sure that they are the top 2 and not letting Lucchetta have the chance to even mount a charge on them.
Yeah, absolutely. This front 5 keeping things interesting. A lot of tension in that group, even though they look to be racing sedately almost. There is a lot of tension, but action aplenty in this second group. This time, no side-by-side. Budgeon has done enough to go single file through here. Like I said, they're now 5.5 seconds off the front pack. All that battling, as you say, Corey, costing them a mountain of time. Now, what has Miles got this time round? Will he look into the final corner, unsettle his opponent? No. Gardner opening up to have a look. Look at Vaughan Roberts, though. He's close enough. What do they got? Straight over defensive goes Budgeon. Miles gets the better exit. Uses the side draft to pull alongside, but it's the wrong side when it comes to all the way down to turn 5, as we've said a couple of times now, Corey. You see, Miles will have the run, but he's got to stick it so well on the exit of this next corner at 4, Corey. Otherwise, he'll just get done into 5 again.
Yeah, that's exactly right, Alex. And it's so hard of an overtake to make when you're stuck on the outside like that at turn 1. And Kevin's just doing everything absolutely perfectly. He's defending well, and it allows him to defend for an entire half a lap and still maintain position. But as I was saying earlier, this is just constantly costing them time. They're now 6.5 seconds back from the front pack, and they're definitely not going to be clawing this one back anytime soon, Alex.
Nah, that's it, mate. They're all racing for 6. Swarovski now starting to get interested in Herman in front of him. Herman's got a big whoops. That'll bring Swarovski right into it. In fact, he should get it done into the braking zone of turn 1. If Gardner just moves a little bit to his left, opens up the line, bit of brake lock up, smoke there. This time Swarovski's been held up by Gardner. He'll be dirty. He'll be so dirty because that's brought Herman back into it. Gardner not getting the run off the inside line. But can Swarovski get it done? Here we go. We've talked about this a few times. Oh, Gardner goes the inside line. That opens up the braking zone for Swarovski to go deep. But Swarovski hasn't quite got the drive. Look, side by side still. They're going through there. I think he's got it done almost. Oh, was there a bit of contact? Herman's gone off onto the grass. I think there's got to be a slowdown there, surely. He's done. He's done in that pack. Swarovski hangs on to the position. Might have been a little bit of net code there, I'm not sure. Might have been a bit of side-by-side contact there, Corey.
From the vantage point I had there, Alex, Herman was actually massively pinching Swarovski down in the corner, and there was a little bit of a hip and shoulder from Swarovski on Herman, and it looks like it wasn't not a slowdown, which is absolutely mind-boggling to me. Herman just still sitting there behind these guys now, trying to lead up the next pack that was previously led by Xavier Sanchez.
Well, I want to find the move that finally got it done for... Here we go. Miles on Budgeon. It was while we were watching the other moves going on. Gets the drive around the outside. And Budgeon's done. He's been done through turn 1. That's how that move happened. So we jump back to live pictures now. Let's check in on our leaders. Luqueta has got past past Rodriguez. Let's go and have a look. Oh, side by side, they come down the hill through the chute still, and this time Luqueta's on the outside. Oh, a little bit of contact. Happened to me in the race before. I got spat off into the wall from the same position there as Luqueta, unfortunately. But Luqueta makes it stick and gets the move done. But if we jump back to live pictures, what's that done to our gap? It's about nearly 9/10. Perez almost away here. Luqueta charging, trying to grab any sniff of draft that he can, Corey.
That's absolutely right, Alex. Now, this is the moment where Luqueta's going to have to drive his absolute heart out trying to close this gap between himself and Perez. With it being about 8/9 of a second, he does have the opportunity, but it's still not going to be easy with there only really being 2 places to draft here. That is this straightaway that they've just come onto and the pit straight.
Yeah, side by side, the UKNI locos are trying to go again. The Welshmen trying to get involved as well. Will they go 3 wide into the final corner? Interestingly, Miles gave up the line he's been running all night. He left it open where it's cost him so many times before. Now he's left on the outside. They go 2 by 2. Will they go 3 wide? Yes, they will. Vaughan Roberts says, yes, please. 3 wide into turn 1. I think I will. 3 wide behind. 3 by 3 they go. Pinching. Yeah, a little bit of contact. Budgeon's gone. Swarovski's gone. That was never going to work, Corey. Let's go back and have a look at the replay. That was never going to work. 3 by 3 they went. You can see the right angle that Vaughan Roberts has got to take. And then Budgeon, side-by-side contact. Swarovski with nowhere to go. Plows into T-bones, if you will, the Englishman in front of him. And then it's all stations disaster. Not a great week for Swarovski. Budgeon won't be happy with that. 3 wide was just never going to work, Corey.
Oh, absolutely not, Alex. And I actually had a similar thing happen to me in the previous race before this one. A guy got sideways in front of me. I had nowhere to go. And, my heart goes out to Swarovski. He is the unluckiest man in top split this season. And as you said, he hasn't scored a point yet this season. And we're on round 3. And it's absolutely heartbreaking because he is one of the stronger competitors for Oz and Zed. And, that's going to be his night absolutely done and dusted. Yeah,
drop week for Swarovski this week in the overall championship as well. And SNL, still a goose egg, unfortunately. Hopefully bigger things to come. 3 of his drop rounds gone. Hopefully big things to come in the remaining 9 weeks. However, now Luqueta has caught back up. It's taken him a little while. That's how quick Perez is. In full draft, Luqueta's taken probably 3 laps to get back into something resembling full drafters once again, using all the circuit on the exit of the final corner, as you need to do, is Perez trying to stay ahead of the Italian. big breaks. Lucetta behind him takes the tighter line through 1. Really nice line there from Lucetta. What's it do for him? Doesn't set him up. We've got about 5 to go, Corey. 19, 20, 1, 2, 3, yeah, 5 to go. My maths okay. Up the inside goes Lucetta. Tough to get it done because Perez will get the drive around, and as we've seen all night, the inside, that opens the door for Rodriguez. Rodriguez, give him half a gap. He will take it. Oh, they both go very wide through 7, 6 and then 7 now. Rodriguez looks to get the move done. Now Fertitti coming in. Fertitti's got side-by-side action going with his compatriot. In the background, we see Yamato waiting to see what unfolds. No, he backs out. Fertitti. He was there for the offing, mate. Anyway, we'll see what happens in the closing 4 laps, Corey.
Yeah, that's absolutely right, Alex. And while you were watching this battle, I was nose deep in a replay. There was a bit of contact between Sanchez and Herman on the previous lap in the turn 1. And Herman now dropped all the way down to 13th because of that. But the battle in front still going ahead as Lucetta trying to get up on the inside of Rodriguez. Couldn't quite get there just before turn number 3. And unfortunately, that's probably going to stunt his run here for this lap. But he's going to have another opportunity next lap. In fact, he's going to have 3 more opportunities. And he's going to have to work really hard for it here, Alex.
Yeah, the move up the inside there to give you the outside at 4 is probably a solid manoeuvre. Unable to make it stick that time around. The Iberian Rodriguez getting the better drive out of the first corner to retain P2. Those purple cars still out in front. I'm surprised Fertini hasn't made a move on his compatriot Lucetta. He's got good points in the bag already. And look, yeah, he's pulled out. He's got the better drive out of the final corner. Got to move forward with 3 to go. Big brakes on the inside out. Oh, I tell ya, that was very, very close. Yeah, and he's gone. Let's go see what happened. Oh, I just missed the picture there. I want to see what happened there with Fertini. He just... Oh, I think he caught the back of Rodriguez. He was so deep on the brakes that he caught the back of Rodriguez, Corey.
Oh, that's incredible, Alex. It just goes to show how tight some of the tolerances are around a shorter track like this. And what that's done is that's put Takumi up into 4th, but Takumi had to check up big time for Fertini as well. So these guys are no longer in the battle, and now we have a race of 3 with just a couple of laps remaining.
Yeah, usual suspects up in 3. I think the 2 purple cars will be tough to beat. I think they will probably, with 2 to go across the line, as the rear of the 2 cars in the dirt. Although Perez is taking a defensive line. Rodriguez wants the front spot. Perez so deep under brakes there, and his teammate looking to come underneath him. But they've got to be careful because they've immediately brought Lucetta, who was out of it. He was half a second behind. He's now 4/10 and closing. He'll close up again in this braking zone down into 4, where he'll be freer to brake. Look at Rodriguez right up underneath his teammate. Leaves the door open, not surprisingly, given what we've seen here tonight, defending through 4, coming into 5 here. Leaves you on the wrong side of the ledger typically. So 3 cars left in it, 2 Spaniards and an Italian. The Japanese and the second Italian dropping off the back. Who's your money on now, Corey? A lot easier to decide now. I'm still going Perez.
Yeah, honestly, I'm going to have to put my money on Lucetta. With how hard Perez and Rodriguez are battling each other right now, I think they might come into a bit of strife here in turn 1 as we come out of the final corner for the penultimate time. It's going to be white flag last lap, last chance to win it or wear it.
Absolutely side by side, the 2 Astro Racing boys, very deep, much deeper under braking this time is Rodriguez. He comes out, will he pull? No, he's going to stay side by side. And this is the thing though, the inside defensive line at 1 gives you the outside at 4, gives you the inside at 5, and ultimately, potentially, the inside at 8. As Lucetta, as you say, really looking to get his nose in between the 2 purple cars at some point. No joy as yet. But let's have a look at what his view is like. This is what it looks like in this final pack on the final lap. You've got Lucetta really trying to get amongst it. It's going to be tough to beat Perez here. There's not enough straight here before the line to get it done. It's going to be up to Rodriguez now. He's got to look in the final corner. He absolutely has to unsettle his teammate into the final corner. Side by side they go. Oh, they've held it beautifully. The wide line will give you the better drive, but he's in the dirt. Oh, he's mounted. The Italian is mounted the back of the purple car. 3 wide they go across the line, and Rodriguez gets it. Rodriguez gets it on the line. I can't believe it, Corey. Yeah, I thought Perez had it for sure.
Oh, and the margin of victory there, Alex, 0.011 of a second. And unfortunately, it seems like something has also happened to the aid of Nick Vaughan Roberts on the last lap. I was just keeping an eye on him, and he just pulled up going onto the entry of turn 3. Uh, Not sure what happened to him, but he's coming across the line now, and there's no damage on his car, so there wasn't any contact.
Yeah, I'm just trying to find a shot here of what happened. So we're on board with Perez. Pretty sure Lucetta mounts the rear of Perez's car. There's half a gap there. He's thinking, oh, I can get between the two purple cars. But Rodriguez, oh yeah, he's on the back of Rodriguez. It pushes him forward. Does that little bit of extra boost that he needed to get to the line first? Oh, that's so close, isn't it? So I didn't think he could get him, but there's the line up ahead, and he does. The purple car, well, Rodriguez ahead of his teammate. And straight away Perez says, "Oh, that'll do me. That'll do me," he says, off into the woodwork, and he's doing a Dick Johnson style, kind of, but then comes back on and straight into the wall. Well, folks, that was quite the finish. Let's go and check out our results. If we're done, we are. Season 28, round 3 at Summit Point, Sunday Night Lights. Adrian Rodriguez. He is Astro Team Racing, and he did take out the big one ahead of my bet, Christian Perez, his teammate. What a finish that was. Manu Lucetta for Sabelt Esports, right in it, up to his eyeballs. Just couldn't find a way past the purple cars here tonight. Takumi Yamato for Nagai Racing School leading the way for the Japanese drivers in 4th. Dario Frattini on debut makes a top 5 appearance after being up to his eyeballs throughout. And Miles did a fantastic job coming through the field, up 4 positions from qualifying a bit further back. I didn't think he'd even get that far, to be honest. So tough to get around here in a competitive field. P6 for the miles ahead racing driver. Neil Gardner leading the way for ANZ in P7. Luke Whitten fought his way back to P8 in the end. On his return to Sunday Night Lights. Great to see the Milo driver up so far in the order. Ruben Diaz on debut, finishing in 9th. Xavier Sanchez up to 10th, up 5 positions, both of them, which is a strong drive, as was Paul Wilson in his best finish here on a Sunday night in the top split, inside the points in P11. Steph Herman on debut in 12th, rounds out the SNL point scoring positions. Berto Otero from Iberia, he's down in 13th, just ahead of the Two Fools Racing. The lone fool here tonight, Nick Vaughan Roberts, ahead of Vasco Sorofsky for Team Clowns, who did retire, as did Kevin Budgeon for Nippy Racing. And David Palacqua. I don't think he ever took the field in the end, Corey. Unfortunate night for him. Obviously suffering some internet issues by the looks.
Yeah, that's right, Alex. Didn't end up taking to the track at all. I'm hearing maybe a little bit of illegal fuel in the system, and he had to stay in the pits to get it drained. But what a way to finish that race. That was such a close, intense finish, and these guys should be proud of the racing that they've done here tonight, because that was just incredible for us to watch up here in the booth.
Yeah, 100%, mate. We've got a couple of folks come in for a chat. One of them is Mr. Christian Perez. Christian, mate, I dead set thought you had that one. And then I think Manu might have given Mr. Rodriguez a bit of a push to the line, mate. What do you reckon?
Hey, hello. Well, I am a little frustrated because I thought I won, and then, yeah, that happened. But of course, Adri deserves as well. But yeah, I am a little bit mad today.
Oh, I'm sorry
I
to
wanted
hear
to
that,
win.
mate. I'm sorry to hear that. You raced so well. You were on the front the whole way. I thought my money was on you to win the race. Honestly, Christian, I thought you had it. And then
Yeah,
that
my money
last
too.
comment.
Ah, yeah, I mean, it's annoying when you have a good pace all the week and you don't achieve to win this one. But yeah, that's races, and sometimes Adri that did this always. Uh, I don't know how to say that, but like the kryptonite
Kryptonite.
arrives when wins. Yeah, fucking Adri.
He's the kryptonite to your Superman, you reckon? All right, fair enough. We've all got one. We've all got someone who's a little bit of kryptonite for us, but it's good that he's on your team anyway. At least it was a purple victory here tonight. But listen, really strong drive. I know I've enjoyed the couple of races I've done with you this week, and hopefully there are some more victories for you coming up and some more purple flashes going across the line. So, but congratulations on P2. I know it wasn't quite the top step on the podium here tonight, but hopefully fun nonetheless. Is there anyone you'd like to say hello to or thank before we let you go?
No, nothing. As always, for you guys for doing this league. There are no many leagues in the ski barrier community for all the around the world, and that's nice that you keep doing this. It is a great for everyone, and we have to validate that. And for Adri, for congratulations for his win.
Absolutely. Thanks, Christian. Always great to talk to you, mate. Always great to race with you, and hopefully we'll talk to you again soon.
Okay, ciao, ciao, guys.
Ciao, mate. There you go, Corey. That was Mr. Christian Perez. We always do appreciate the top guys coming for both a run on the track and then a chat afterwards. He was gutted, wasn't he, after that one?
Oh, absolutely, Alex. As one would be losing to such a small margin, it's heart wrenching, but it's still great points on the table for the season, and he's definitely one of the front runners right now. And I've also found out what happened to Nick Vaughan Roberts on the last lap there, and some people have mentioned it in the chat as well. His wheel turned off in the middle of the final lap, and that's what unfortunately happened to Nick.
Yeah, I'm just going to go back and have a look at what happened. Let's go in a bit of fun. Oh yeah, look at this. He's just pulled it up. Oh yeah, look at that. The wheel's gone and locked up, and yeah, that's oh, his pedals are gone too by the sounds of it. That's all she wrote. Unfortunately, that is all she wrote for Mr. Vaughan Roberts. I'm going to go back and find some lap in the middle somewhere to get the replay going again, and then we will bring up Mr. Paul Wilson, who, if I'm not mistaken, had his best result of the season this time round. Paul, is that the case?
We got some points, mate. It's awesome. How cool. How you going, guys?
Yeah, good, mate. I wondered if you might have grabbed your first points in the top split, mate. How was the drive out there for you?
Oh, I feel pretty sketchy tonight, actually. I've had a great week here at this track. I've really enjoyed it, but 5 minutes before the race started, just started to feel a bit sketchy. So I thought, nah, just keep it on track. Don't crash into poor old Berto Otero, who I did crash into during the week. So sorry for that one, Berto. And I did lock up a little bit behind him on about lap 3, and I thought, no, don't, just stay out of his road. But fortunately didn't do that, dropped me off the pace a little bit. So I just pointed it straight and kept on track and let probably my greatest asset in this field, natural attrition, do the job for me. And a few guys got out of the road very, very nicely for me. So 11th, I'll take that. So, yeah, that's cool.
Yeah, very good, mate. Good points to go with it as well, of course, for the overall SNL Championship, but also I would imagine some reasonable points for the official series as well, which is always good to take away. The biggest night of racing here, of course, each and every Sunday night. Big points, big fields, and great racing. Well, great to see you part of it too, Paul. Congratulations on 2 weeks in a row, I think, and some points tonight, which is great to take away with you at the end of the night. But is there anyone you'd like to give a shout out to tonight, mate, before we let you go?
Oh, it's you boys. Thanks again for all you do in running this and everyone involved. I did want to say good on you to iRacing. I see they've got a race next week doing charity for the MS Society, probably based in the States, but that's something that's near and dear to my heart. My wife's got MS, so good on you iRacing for doing that sort of stuff.
Yeah,
Cheers. Thanks, guys.
No worries. Good thing to check out. Make sure, folks, check out the iRacing forums and website to get a part of it as well. Thanks, Paul. Great to talk to you, mate. Look forward to talking to you again soon.
Thanks a lot, mate. See ya.
Yeah, Corey, that was Paul Wilson. Great to see him, another ANZ driver, becoming somewhat regular in the top split, 2 weeks in a row. A bit more I rating, and he will be a permanent fixture in there.
Oh, absolutely, Alex. And it's great to see the Oz and Z community coming up through the ranks, going up through the splits, and eventually making their way into the top split. I did one top split race today, and well, I had very brown undies at the end of it because it was not a very good race for me. But it's always a little bit of a sense of achievement making it into a top split race, especially when there's multiple splits. And making it into the top split of the week is definitely nothing to sneeze at. And the fact that he's done it 2 weeks in a row, he's definitely on the up and up this season, Alex.
Yeah, absolutely, mate. Look forward to seeing him up there again soon. Good attitude to take into it too. Just run your laps, let the race play out, and take advantage of what you can towards the end. Find your feet, and then start looking to push the action when you got a bit more runs under the belt with some of these big guns. These blokes, they don't muck around. They're lightning fast. And sometimes just takes it's to your advantage to find your feet. So good attitude, a bit of patience from Paul, and he'll be getting the results to back that up soon. But that might do us here tonight, folks. Corey, do you want to tell the folks home what you got coming up?
Well, actually, don't have very much coming up this week. Unfortunately, I do have to go and attend a funeral on Wednesday, and I have to take Tuesday and Thursday to travel there. So my normal streams on Tuesday and Thursday aren't going to happen, and thankfully it's the off week for Output Racing League, so nothing going on there either. But Friday we've got some Among Us coming up, modded Among Us, which will be a bit of fun. And I did a little bit of a stream today before the race, and I think I might give that a crack again next week, Alex.
Yeah, perfect. Yeah, good fun. Get out there and get on track. That's the way to do it. All right, folks. Everything. MNL. Everything Top Split's on your screen at the moment. Join us in the Discord community. Great to see a lot more people in there at the moment. We talk all things Skippy and SNL. Top Split TV is where you'll find us each and every Sunday night for this very great event. Plus, the Top Split on YouTube is where you will find the race replay. This and every other race we've done since season 1 of MNL. Some 6-7 years ago now. They're all there. Now, don't forget to check out infiniteracings.com. They are partnering with us this season to bring some great prizes for the drivers, some subscription to their driving and coaching services there. Top Split winner gets a 12-month subscription to their service. The highest point scorer in who scored points in the other splits gets a coaching session for one of their top drivers. Manu Liketa, who you saw on display tonight, he's the Skippy coach. So hard to get better than that. And then, of course, one subscriber to the channel gets a 3-month subscription. If you subscribe at any time through the season to the Top Split TV Twitch channel, you'll go into the draw for that. But anyway, folks, thank you for joining us here tonight, both on track and for the broadcast. Thank you to my co-host, Mr. Corey Steinhauser. Great to have him on board as well. And on behalf of the Kodak One, Mr. Steinhauser, I'm Alex McKellar. And until next time, ciao for now.